I've been sore for the whole week. You told me yesterday I felt better.
Good morning. So here we are, guys. The no excuse workout, whatever it's worth. You guys know what you're doing in private. What you're doing in private, you're gonna get praised for in public. Now, mind you, it's nobody else's business or responsibility to make sure that you cut the bullshit. I'm very excited by the people who are training. I must say, some of you are sending videotapes. I am looking forward to you guys. Please do me a favor, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, announce your presence at the next UMAN OG event. Make a commitment, otherwise you may not be able to even register, guys. I'm gonna start giving you all the divisions. It's June now, and the game has changed. Now it's $70 for 3 divisions. It still includes a now $30 spectator ticket, okay? Plus, spectators, if you're coming strictly for spectators, we're gonna announce today, well, I'll do it now. Buy one, get one free. Buy a spectator ticket and get one free. $30, basically for 2 tickets for 15 apiece. Jump on it, guys, because that may not last any more than a week or so. Again, Master Jerry Fast Food Fontanes here with no excuses. With Master Ty.
Bam.
This is the neoprene under that I use to help me sweat. And I keep it. I always have at least 4 layers. This is personal. One of them last week. helping out is showing up. Most people talk. They don't show up. Use your resources. If you have people near you that are on the same mission, go visit them. Rub off of their energy. And if you inspire others, maybe they'll be able to help you continue to stay in the course. I gotta give props to Justo Morales because he made a commitment to compete back in April. He paid $40, which I ran the special for the first week or so. In addition to that, he bought his ticket coming from Orlando. That's not just talking, that's putting up. And just to be honest, I've invited a lot of people to come and train with me. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I'll keep it honest. You guys, you can't afford to train with me if I charge you. So I'm giving you guys the opportunity, and you're blowing it. So I'll have to take that away. For only those who have made the commitment and have continued. And that's only 2 people, guys. And we don't record everybody. The other ones, you guys are just talking. You can't show up and don't work out. You can't give me excuses because just keep it 100% honest. You benefit more than I do. Shit, I used to charge you $100 an hour in the 90s. You guys get it confused. My kindness is for the purpose of helping you take things to another level. I believe I can help you. If you don't want to exercise that right, that's okay. But I think that's a big, big, big mistake. With or without you, UMAN OG is happening. I'd rather do it with you. And for those of you committed, man, thank you. Eddie Boone called me last night, and that made a world of a difference. Just before that, I was speaking to Master Ty. And there's only a handful of other people that I can honestly say they are steadfast. And I appreciate you guys. That's why I made that post. But the other ones, the guys who keep writing suggestions of what we should be doing in sparring, you have no idea the situation that we're both in order to do these things. So do me a favor. Shut the fuck up or get your ass over here. Because I believe that I can punch you in the mouth and kick you in the mouth. And if I can't, you do it to me so I can learn. That's not the damn case most of the time. That guy's kicked me in the face more than anybody ever combined, collectively, in the last year. A few minutes ago, he threw about 4 or 5 kicks that would have been points in most tournaments, even though he didn't lock his knee. But his time is phenomenal. And even here, we have to make sure we have a lip protector and a face mask. And I'm wearing the headgear, which I normally don't. Why? Safety first. I don't want to be stupid. But between him and I, we're 110 years young. He's 50, I'm 60. No excuses, here we are again. And you guys still in the same situation. If you're in the same situation a day after, you blew an opportunity to improve. Okay, you see how? Yeah. There's going in like this. Otherwise it becomes as simple as that. That's 3. We have to respond to legal. So the idea is this: if a person gets jammed and you're this close, just lift up the fist off the target. Don't cock it to throw it. We jam each other. So it's here. And one of us. You know what I do afterwards? It's here. I didn't go over. Because that big movement inside gives him the opportunity to move out of the way or to hit me. So sometimes keeping the elbow tight is the most important thing. Not there. On 6. On 5 points. 4 points. No point. I didn't get a chance to lock the knee. Even though most tournaments, based on my leg getting up, would have gave me the point, but I never locked the knee. Even with the sound. I have not acknowledged it. Second warning. I'm not sure if it's this one. But second warning because he jumped. That's a strategy that can be used to create a potential penalty point on your opponent. So, luckily, so we have the right kicks. Slip kicks. Because I have slip kicks. The slip kicks are behind tops. The red kicks are blue tops. And the other one, that was Sniper 1, Chicago. And this is a legacy Fontenot, which will be legacy yours too. Anyhow, if I go to throw a kick again, and he jumps up, and my foot goes below his waist, he's gonna get a point. Now, it might sound crazy, but that might make the difference between winning and losing. So use all the rules to your advantage. I won one time, the grand champion, because I finally got the people to acknowledge, the judges, that the person went out 5 times. Without that, I would have never won because they weren't giving me the points as far as I felt. I'll put up that match soon. Yeah. Sometimes it's a finesse. The distance. So let's talk about that for a second. After wearing, after wearing these, and going back to those, what's a big difference?
Just what I felt. No stability. When I went to strike, my wrist wasn't in alignment.
If your hand is not completely closed, even if it is, you're at risk of hurting your wrist. Plus, there's a tendency not to keep the hands tight. So when the glove comes out, it extends, even though it hasn't had as much right now.
And I can feel the difference. I don't feel no stability in the wrist.
So basically your hands are flying in the air.
And that also reminds me of the people who've been doing this and not really doing this properly. I was hearing some trainings about that too.
Yeah, in other words, the thumb has to be locked. So here, you have no choice.
You were showing me how to turn it across first.
Yeah, you turn it and press it. You press it. You know, Grandmaster Joe Lewis was explaining that. Yeah, the wrist is so important. Like when we're trying to see that vertical punch wrist because of the elbow. Same thing with Inshiru. Well, that's also a straight jab. With the stiff, and then you turn it in the end, still keeping your elbow horizontal. It takes practice, but it's the difference between touching someone and cracking. You see, I wind up when you hear pop, pop. When I hear pop, pop. Chances are that you would have probably heard a few times at least. And the gun guy, look, the reason why I put the headgear on is to get used to it, even though I hate it. And in addition to that, I have a neoprene hoodie so it catches the sweat from coming to my eyes. Even though I just touched it, but I just couldn't come up with it. Okay. Order your gloves already. Stop being full of shit. Hurry up. That's 2 points and 106. So listen, only because, and I don't know if I scored, he would know, but he jumped up. By the time he landed, he threw punches. There was a total of 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I wasn't here. I was over here. And I just let this guy go. You did this door, I'm sure I did. You told me that I don't know this guy. Yes, yeah. I don't know how happy I was able to go for 4 punches. We're going to jump. Anyway. That's 5. You're going to be pivoted from here, and you're going to over here. 9 out of 10 times, I already got scored on myself, because most people think you would have went back to the 6. So you are working on pivot, and you didn't do this. You did it at the same time. What saved me was that my hand was in front of me and I'm hiding behind my work. I would have dropped my hand a little bit, it would have hit me here, and you would have been over here. That was perfect. What saved me, I would have been behind my work. Just 2 points off. Again, 2 punches before he lands. Not easy. But I also, I wasn't here. He couldn't throw a kick. He could not throw the kick because I was slightly out of line of fire. Otherwise, I would have bumped into his knee or the foot. So being slightly out of line of fire, it's like you're playing basketball. I get my foot on the outside. I keep going. Well, I'm safe. That's one of the alignments. If I'm here, I go towards the chest. If I'm here, I go towards it. If you're not losing, you're not asking for your 3. And you see I went body, because it's a bigger target. If I go back, I would have got body. So once in the pocket, squeeze your triggers. So you see that? Yeah. There, I have a good old day. What I do is this. So I went right, left and right while going forward. And since I haven't done it, you can't really tell the distance. If you change heights, speeds, and even cadence. A cadence is a rhythm, a time in the tempo. If you change that, that means that you're in another vibration or frequency. Sometimes when you slow it down, it throws the person off. Sometimes when you speed it up, it throws the person off. And in this case, it wasn't fast, but it was deceptive because I zigzagged my way in. And his body has to assume it's something that was previously done. So he knew the answer. So I changed the question. And that's the idea, keeping people guessing. And when they're guessing, attack. So if you notice there, I did a half-ass attempt at a front kick. Now mind you, if I would have turned my hip, I probably would have got it. And then I did another half-ass attempt, and he knows the answer. Then I used that as a decoy. It wasn't intimidating, so you didn't feel the pressure. Well, sometimes doing nothing is intimidating. So in that case, my cousins, they didn't use serious. Thank God I didn't move in, because he could have spun on me. And then from there, I went back to finesse from intensity. Usually I throw my back fist and hit him in the shoulder. And then do a reverse the body while being on the 9-5. In this case, I passed the time to this glove here. And then went like that. So again, when he goes to counter in the straight line, I'm towards his blind side, wanting to hit him before he lands. Why? He has a habit of fading away. What am I doing in my mind? Sweeping him. Every time. Just so you guys know too, every time I went like this with him, today, I swept him. Every single time. In my mind. 1. That's 4. 1, 2, 3 once. 7. Okay. That's how I will circle. And most of you will say, nice bridge hand. Oh, good punch. That's what I look for. What did I do? I swept him. I did do it. Where I absolutely went like this. And then followed up in my mind. In reality, what you saw was grab, punch, and he tried to fade away again. Which again, great technique. You have to be in shape to do it. But everything that's done too often is an addictive habit. The hardest thing to do is not to work on your natural tendencies. The hardest thing to do, but the most important thing, is to work on your worst technique. That's why I do certain techniques with both hands. just to make sure that I have equal opportunity to defend myself. And you can't even tell to my better hand. Because I don't know, it depends on the situation. Outside. Now, if you notice there, I started out with posture that was like, not necessarily. So it looked like I wasn't even ready to go. My body was upright. In other words, if you were done anything, it was going on. I was standing not too far from you, with my hands down, my knees locked. But what he saw was this. He's thinking, wait a minute, teacher, I might do something, and that's what gives you the hesitation. Now, if I do that twice, it ain't gonna happen. Because he'll be able to detect. That's a psych fluke. And at least try to do his thing. But I tell you right now, guys, you have to have confidence to get near the person. I like this goes. Hands down, knees locked. Anything you would do, I can do. I'm in a physically inferior position to be able to counter based on my posture, distance, and my inability to generate power, or I should say speed, because speed and weight was power. And you would have had an easy score. But I was able to get him to, and I'll tell you why, look, watch. If I'm here like this, he gets ready. You know what it is? He hesitates. Because the minute something goes above your head, you start thinking, wait a second, I got to get on. See, like this, he expected me to go before that, right? Now this. I didn't do it. I still attack my foundation. I want to have the ribs. I want to have that. I want to talk about the ribs. Very rarely do I go for the face, or where I do, put it back and again. I don't like this. So even though I'm close by, I think what I just, see if I pull back to hit, it's too late. My hand's already here, so I go. Right here. The most important is, or, like, no, watch. That's where the face is on this. And I don't go weapon me for body, even from the inside. They're going to kill it. Yeah. You came back in, but you went very loud. That's twice. Well, you know what? Do Fifth point, you went out. You didn't no, you did. Maybe, no, you did, in the sense that your back was against the wall and you try to leave laterally, which is 100% correct. You didn't try to go out one way. You run into the wall. You went like this. And I barely got you. So the positioning of when he got hit was probably about 10% of what it would have been if he would have tried to outrun the kick. And then he would have got hit by the wall and the kick. Well, in this case, he did try to block from his hand and move out the way. So happens that the guy that missed got him. Not with a lot of intensity. But you don't need to do a lot of intensity when you're doing a sniper fighting. He didn't say, "Been suit." He said, "Damn, how you got me?" I thought I got out of the way. Or at least his body said that.
Was he online? That was probably.
Yeah. What the hell is that? How? You know how?
Accuracy.
No, but what was that? Maybe that. Watch. If I pick up the chamber, you know this is the out. If I pick up the chamber, you know this is the over. So I went like this. Knee up, kick where you're supposed to go. It was there. So you put it there. Again, going back to the tendency of moving that he get out of the line of fire, and I told the hockey puck where he's gonna go, not where he's at. Like I'm almost passing it to you. Yes, I want to throw it where you will be at, not where you were. If I throw it where you were, that's called a miss. Unless you stay there. Sometimes people stay there in the same line. So now they got even more confidence. They figure out, oh, I'm too far. All of a sudden, the person bridges the gap. They know the answer, change the question. And guys, please hold your opinions, because there's not one person that I know personally, and I'm going to sound like an asshole for a second, that has shown me what you're talking about. When you make an advice, even though you can't even tell what we're really doing, but the advice means show me what I or Master Ty should be doing. But don't shoot all over yourself and never do it yourself. And if you're a fat fuck right now, do something about it. Because I was 219 pounds on Monday night. And this morning I'm already 210. Yes, it took 3 workouts that I've done so far. This is my third one in the last 2 days, so 4 workouts in the last 3 days. And I fasted yesterday, so do whatever it takes, no excuses. Is this a mess? I haven't done that in a while. I wind chugged them. If it's enough to score all at one time and you do 10 different things, take that out. I'm not at risk. And you feel vulnerable, right? You never get jumped up. But I just don't need it. Because I wasn't there. Did I get it? Yeah. Now, let me explain. I'm not sure if it's a point, but he didn't like the surprise. I don't think he liked the fact that I came in and he didn't detect me. Well, how could you, man? I haven't been that all day. That's my first blitz kick combination all day. I do one inverted line kick. I even throw it. And now, let me tell you what I did do in my mind. I threw that to your face. So can you imagine that if I would have went like this? For the bottom up? That could create a problem. Even with a mask on. Listen, that jumping spinning back kick hit me in my arm. Oh my gosh. The timing was so freaking good. The knee locked. What saved me? The shield of my arm. Oh my gosh. That was scary. Because there was no hesitation. It was tight, and it was 100% right. The reason that saved me was the fear factor. And he does that pretty often, and I keep my elbow tight. Otherwise, I'm messed up. That's the truth. No point. See what I did, look. So I threw a spinning roundhouse kick. And then I just did roundhouse. And you heard it. So even though it does not look like a big thing, I still threw. First of all, I told them, watch. I spun this way. Kick that way. He went this way, but the roundhouse took miss. And then he continued towards the blind side. What I did was 1, 2. Again, kicking toward where he's going to go. And he never saw it. Because normally, it would have been, you missed. And I'm over here. Again, I think that time was, did the sneaker come off?
Yeah.
Ah!
At least the back part.
The last, it didn't completely come off, but you have to reset it. That's a strip. So, let me explain, guys. And we'll stop with that just to keep it safe. I know we have some more, but that was 10 miles. And last exchange, I started out very passively, and then they just exploded, and he didn't have time to either retreat fast enough or pivot out the way. So that's why I was able to step on his foot, which normally is a hit that I was too close. If I stepped on your foot, you'd slip. If I just step on your foot, you're going down. If I grab you like this, you're swept. Because to me, I'm nullifying, I'm neutralizing the technique, and then I'm going to.
I ain't forget my gloves next time.
No, totally different. That's what I was happy. Totally different. Totally.
Oh yeah, the stability, let me check this out.
Your safety.
The stability in my wrist, I already was feeling something in my wrist and it was getting better, but I felt
Put it on.
Yeah.
Well, put it on. You see.
Felt like I didn't have nothing on.
And that's with you holding your hand inside of it.
Oh yeah. I would have been more comfortable with this one.
Now let me explain. Usually, I would have just gave him another set of gloves, even though he has 3. But the fact that he forgot his equipment and he had to deal with inferior. And guys, let me explain. These gloves are the best of its type. And what I mean by that is this. This is the biggest hoodwink that's happened in martial arts in terms of equipment. This equipment, which is called a single mode glove. Give me that one. I'll show you what I mean. All right. If you look at it, that's the form inside of it. But you see it's not in pieces. It's all in one mode. Invented by Top 10, Mike Anderson, and going for that, Gugner, I forgot his first name. But this here is really this. Except that I made some adjustments. Since the Europeans say, hey, you can't fight with open hand gloves, and their reason was safety for the eyes. And it sounds pretty cool. But they made a glove that the thumb is too big. I made this thumb smaller, and I added leather, which will always outlast wire. Even though you see the outside, this is the gloves. I want to say, I'll be conservative and say 8 years old. And it looks pretty much the same. Now what I did in the wrist, if you notice all the other gloves just have the lining like this. Avoid it being secured and with it being just too big. To make it smaller with here, since it has the Velcro, you're able to secure it. So what did I do here? I put Velcro and elastic. So for what it was worth, you can still make this as tight as you can. Maybe the elastic could have been a little shorter. But what happens is this, when he puts it as tight as he can, so that I hit him, it strips him. Again, it's still the best of its type of glove. Outlawed in the OGs. For your own good. You can hurt your wrist and have permanent damage. Let me show you what I mean. Look at these fingers. Look at that thumb. I'm not pushing it that way. That's the way it goes. I can't have my finger go straight based on an injury. If I would have had the proper attire required by the professionals at the Unified Martial Arts Network, OGs, all the guys, all the girls, professional, then it would have kept me safe. The purpose of equipment, keeping both sides safe. So if I tell you that those gloves made by Europeans, and I can mimic that tomorrow, I mean, I did. But no, I'd rather have leather gloves that'll last for as long as these pants that I have on. These pants, I made them in the year, I should say, let me just say 22 years ago. And look at guys, they're baseball pants. There's a hip pocket here that actually came out. Look at this. And there, look. Hip pocket. Baseball jeans. And then here you have a zipper. Yeah, and then over here, I got more layers. Why do I have the layers? Because I need to create a microwave environment. And I'm not saying that you should do this. I hydrate myself before the match, if you notice. And then I oxygenate myself in just about every exchange. What do I mean by that? I use deep diaphragmatic breaths in between techniques to make sure that my body has the oxygen in the muscles to be able to perform. When I eat food, I don't drink and eat. Your stomach does not have teeth. Chew your food. Drink before or after, and should be at least 20 minutes. Sounds pretty difficult, especially for someone like me who eats like a crocodile, but I actually learned so I could benefit, meaning earn, from the nutrition, and that's even if you have nutrition. So I haven't today, but within the next few minutes I'm going to take a shower. It's going to end with cold. I went to bed at 2:30. I contacted you just after 7, and you were awake. And I trained last night. I finished at 12:30. So between 12:30 last night, and we started roughly just before 9 today. No excuses. And Master Ty's trip is about, let's be conservative and say 30 minutes. So he already started his training in out here. Most people never took advantage. It's sad to say, I know it's going to sound a little braggadocious, but according to many, or at least up until the year 2000, I was ranked the number 4 point fighter of all time. Now what's interesting is that number 3, number 2, and number 1 have something in common. Even back in 2000, they were already retired. So even though I sporadically have competed, the youngest person that I competed against was 40 years younger than I. Taller and much faster. And I beat him 2 years in a row. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying that the standards have changed. Throughout the 1990s, the most dangerous martial artists in the top 10, at least 5 of them were my students, or descendants of people who I taught that would never give credit today to me. And it's because I am not one of the Kool-Aid drinkers. If you notice, you have these Hall of Fames, and I'm never at them. They have these articles that happen in a variety of places, and very rarely do you see me in it. And I can tell you right now, I would decline 99% of them moving forward, which is even less than what I did before. Why am I doing that? In the past, I've been set up where I did a product review and I came up with a solution, which was those gloves. And at the time, there was a company called, I laughed because they were a client, but they were called it was called All-Star Gear. And I made the uniforms for the All-Star team in 2006. We fought over in the Irish Open. And the way they repaid me and a lot of the other people was by copying me, or doing a version of it. So fast forward 2 years after martial arts was bought by the Chinese man who had teams in Europe and the United States, and it started an equipment company to support it, even though he still never earned any money because he gave away too much equipment, and the uniforms were so horrible, the shiny uniforms, that you couldn't even send them to the cleaners. When they rip, you can't even sew them. You can't take polyester and combine it with satin. And they look like baboons because their butt was shiny. Some of you guys still have it. Most of the uniforms are made in Pakistan. So I wanted to stay away from what would have been making these suits. And let me show you that. These here were done in Pakistan in 22 years ago. This one was done in Pakistan also, but by my former partner. Actually, this very day in New York, they're selling a version of mine, and they don't put any logos on it, which means they don't pay me. So they're thieves. And there it is, that's the company. Now the time before the team called executive ed, I refused to wear the uniform. So I made my own version of it. So fast forward to today, since I started the Unified Martial Arts Network, OG, Pro League, I said, what can I do to support instead of beg companies that benefit from our activities? And I started making all the uniforms, I should say, making all the gear, whether it was glasses, and people say, why are you doing sunglasses? Well, how about this? People still wear jeans to this very day. Denim. Those jeans were created mass production by Levi Strauss for the purpose of the coal miners to stay safe because the walls would rip their pants off. So when I did these real easy kicking suits, it was based on paranoia. Where's your mouth, please? Excuse me? In your pocket? Oh my gosh. If you see Grandmaster Jack Dog's testimony, he talks about other pockets. My copycats are too cheap to add the pockets. I'll say that. And then they walk around. I'm going to put a video of my mother with her opinion, and this was 10 years ago, of what people look like. It's not about just the design, guys. It's about the functionality or the utility of the actual product. If you notice, these here were 3/4 sleeves because at the time, it had to be a minimum of 2 inches, which is 3 inches past the elbow. And then because of the promoters selling out, because the sponsors now had short sleeves. So instead of making the sponsors make the sleeves longer, which makes it more martial arts, they kept it short and they changed the rules. Now why were the sleeves 3/4? So you grab someone and sweep them and make it fair. So like doing judo with no gi. So now it was still advantageous because you grab this, like this. It's not the same as if it was cotton, or you would have been really manipulated. So when they changed the rules, I said, okay, now mind you, that's max martial arts. Martial arts is like, I'm going to show you another deal that I did before that. This goes back to these companies that do a deal, they don't follow through with what they say they will do, and then they turn around and try to make me look like the bad guy. I got an elephant's memory. And it's not okay to steal, even though you guys say, well, who are you doing it? Okay, fine. Let me show you. If you look at the back of this, what does it say?
Functionalist Martial Arts Success Center. Uniform, it says Rexus.
Macho. You guys might recognize this. And even this design that everybody's copying. I made a joint venture deal with Macho Products and Mike Anderson, where I sold you guys top 10 headgear. And also, rest in peace, Steve Shepard, who invented what was known as ring stars. Now, ring stars were the sneakers that I wore probably 7 years too long. And I would put them on. Then I said, my God, you know what? Instead of just keeping these ring stars, all of a sudden, I said, you know that, hey, he has on sneakers. I don't know if that's fair. And my kid said, oh, yeah, this feels better than the heel. Yeah. Especially when you get kicked in the thigh. Like today, you would have been hurt. if it would have been a complete kick. But the heel collapses. So I said, what would happen if I was able to invent a new version of the so-called Ring Star sneakers? And I was able to get the heel portion of it satisfied. But the problem was at the top. So let me show you. The inside is where it gets challenging. Even though Master Ty doesn't have any toe pads right now, there's one toe patch right, and the other one's MIA. I still have some in route that I manufactured. So watch this. Now I've got a high top, which is a possibility Master Ty may want to get it if we do have it. I'm going to keep the high top dedicated towards competition and use the low top for the streets. No, that's fine. So look what I'm saying. Watch this. So I'm going to take off this high top. And if you see here, my socks. I might do it later here. Shin guard, optional. Leggings, optional. Compression, sleeve, optional. Or hiding up on the heel. Socks. There it is. The toe pad. Because of the toe pad, both the user and the opponent are safer. Yes, my creation, and I thank the Creator for creating me. Today we're going to start a buy one, get one free, and buy one, get one half. If you notice, Master Ty's working on his techniques. Trust me, those work. My big secret. I've been sharing it for many years. We will be launching free access as a bonus to sniperfight.com up until September 20th. That's normally $19 a month. We dropped it down. It's over 10 hours of information, even though it's out of shape, but it's great information, many secrets. So, $70, 3 divisions, 1 spectator ticket, that's worth $30, and access to at least 3 months of sniperfight.com. That's worth at least $19 a month. So the value is well over $160. Now on top of that, we're doing buy one, get one free. At the time, look at how it's going to start off. We only have 6 pairs of this. In other words, only 6 opportunities. If you buy one for him at $125, you get one for her. So when I say buy one, get one free, I mean at retail price, not at wholesale to wholesale. So, what I mean by that are the shades, the sunglasses. There's videos down there to show it. We have buy one, get one free hoodies while supplies last. There's about 38 of them. They're $75, 100% cotton. At the time, what do you think about the hoodie?
Oh, this is no.
Okay.
So
Then we
training without training, put your hood on.
Then we-
like a ninja.
Then we have the t-shirts, $30. Buy one, get one free. Limited to 2 per person. Let me say that again. The buy one, get one free is limited for 2 per person. In other words, you can buy 2 t-shirts and get 4. But I want people to have an opportunity. Then we have buy one, get one free socks. And the socks actually have the logo. We have white socks and black socks. That's $20 for 2 socks, 10 a piece. Pretty cool. It's a novelty thing. And remember, all of these proceeds go towards supporting an $11,000 minimum prize money giveaway September 20th at the UMAN Pro Internationals in Jersey City, New Jersey. Then we have buy one, get one free $10 keychain. Why not? Buy one, get one free caps. And the caps are nice and rounded.
What's the other one for? The bucket hat?
The bucket hat will be buy one, get one half, because the new ones are Gucci quality level. Wait until you see that, the new design, and they're done.
Oh yeah.
The same thing with buy one, get one half. Summer dress for women. Buy one, get one, buy a bag and get your pocket, I should say your wallet free.
That's a lot of deals.
Coming soon, yes. We also have, now when it comes to the Real Easy Kicking Suit, they last forever. If you want a discount, you're gonna have to send me a testimonial if you've had one in the past. Just send me some plain simple. Go, hi, my name, this uniform, I bought it this year. This is what I think about it. It's a very dangerous rec suit, and it looks about the same, whatever. Spectator tickets. Buy one, get one free. VIP. The VIP presently is $60. That means you're going to be on the floor. And we're doing buy one, get one free there too. At the door, if they have any openings, it'll be $100 for VIP that's on the floor. And the general admission is $50 in the bleachers. At the door. We have headgears coming. Very similar to the macho ones that you see me wearing, but they're UMAN OG headgears. Buy one, get one half. And I put the prices all in these gloves. For those of you who are interested in getting the best wag leaf, and I didn't completely invent this, I did get it from other sources. It's considered World Combat League, or not World Combat League, Combat Karate using something similar. They also use these anyway. They retail for $105. Buy one, get one half. While surprise lasts, and it's only $20. So that's the liquidation for the month. And all I'm looking at doing is helping as many people as possible. Thank you for watching. I'm very fast feet functionist at the Fast Feet Dojo with Master AB. See you next time.